Guys, what's up? Brad here from Brad Motorcycles, coming to you to talk about the 5 most common mistakes people make when they're choosing a LAMS approved motorcycle. So that's a learner approved motorcycle here in Australia. I got my notepad. I'm going to talk to you about some things we see people make a mistake and we can help you to save money on insurance. A mistake people make if they're tall riders or small riders. A mistake people make if they're new riders. And a mistake people make if they're experienced riders just getting their license again or getting their license for the first time even though they're experienced riders. So I'll go through them, got my notepad, hope these help. We're super passionate about helping new people get involved in motorcycling here at BRAP. Our whole mission is to build a motorcycle that's the most high value and best value bike in the market for the bikes that in the part of the market that we compete in. So hopefully watching this video because you checked our bikes out. Hope this helps you anyway. We love motorcycling and we love that you're probably, if you're watching this video, looking to get into motorcycling. So number one, a LAMS bike is restricted. It's power to weight ratio. So for your period of time that you're on your learners and your Ps, every state's a bit different, so check it out. You'll be restricted to a LAMS bike. Now the biggest thing that I point out, and this is my personal opinion from watching hundreds of people go through the process of buying a LAMS motorcycle, is that people have to understand that if you're buying a restricted bike, buy a bike inside those restrictions that's not over spec'd. So a lot of people go out and look for like the highest powered bike, the highest spec'd bike, which like I kind of get. I love motorcycling. If you just want to spend the money and do that, then I get it and that's awesome. But if you're looking for the most cost effective way and what's the best for you right now, then a few points that I had is get a bike that's fast enough, bike that's going to go 0 to 80 really well and get off the lights well, and a bike that's going to sit on the speed limit on the highway okay. Got to remember, you're not going to win MotoGP, you're not taking this bike to the racetrack. Get a bike that's fast enough but not over spec'd, because that's where you start to pay all the money, is for the over spec of technology and a horsepower that you most likely can't use on the road anyway, because you're not allowed to do more than your restricted limits on your Ls and your Ps. So I just wrote here, you got to make sure it's modern, like make sure it's got disc brakes and all the good stuff, electric stuff, all the good bits, but just don't over spec. That's just a general point I make at the start. The second thing is people try and save money by going secondhand. A lot of people see that their learner approved bike is only going to be their bike while they're on their learners, so go and buy a secondhand bike. Now my point here is that I think it's good to see your bike as a short-term bike. It's just for your learners time, but we just get, I reckon, this is a guess, but I reckon about 30 to 40% of our customers end up keeping their BRAP bike for years and years longer. Even if they go and buy a 1000cc bike or a Harley or something that you know, is they're more expensive and maybe their dream bike, they often keep their BRAP for their daily runabout or their weekend runabout. And we also get a heap of guys who just never upgrade. They just keep their BRAP. So get a bike that if you go and look for a bike that's secondhand because it's cheaper, more kilometers means more risk. So mechanics probably charge more than doctors now. I know that our mechanics here charge anywhere from $80 to $120 an hour, and we're one of the cheapest in town. So it's expensive. If something goes wrong on a secondhand bike, could cost you more than it would have cost to get a brand new bike anyway. So I just always say, go new, get a bike that's got a really good warranty, a bike that takes your risk away. You don't have to worry about extra costs of any mechanical issues because you're backed by a warranty and you're backed by a dealer. And when you buy a motorcycle from a dealer, you're also governed by Australian consumer law, which is a lot of confidence for consumers. If you buy something off an individual, off Gumtree or something like that, you're taking a massive risk. And our whole position with our bike here is that we understand that people are either going to buy a brand new BRAP, or you're going to have to go and buy a bike from Honda or Yamaha or something that's 5, 6, 7 years old. And that's the dilemma we're trying to create, is do you buy the brand that you know in Honda that's 5, 6, 7 years old with 20, 30, 40,000 Ks on it, or do you buy a brand new BRAP that's got a lifetime warranty, you get on interest-free payment plans for like anywhere from $25 a week sometimes. So anyway, that's my, I'm trying not to do my sales pitch here, trying to just help, but number 3, the point I see is that a lot of people lose heaps of money when they upgrade. So maybe they go buy a pretty high spec, expensive new LAMS approved bike, and that thing depreciates massively over 2 or 3 years you're on your restricted license. So when they go and trade in for a new bike, they lose heaps of money. Again, with our bike, our price points are super low, so there's very little depreciation. I mean, this bike behind me, the Moto 3 that you're probably watching this video for, we're selling at the moment, they're normally $4,500. At the moment, we're selling for like half that. So on a bike that's a couple of grand, you really can't lose a lot in depreciation because there's not a lot to depreciate in the first time. So yeah, just think about what's next. You really have to think that you're probably going to upgrade and get a dream bike at some point, but you don't want to lose heaps of money when that happens. So yeah, again, I think buying new at a really low price helps with that. The next point I've got written on my little list here is a lot of learner approved guys drop their bikes. Now, I'm not talking about a massive Marc Marquez high side, but I'm talking guys just drop their bike in the shed. They don't put the stand down right. They lose their footing in their driveway. Just really stupid and silly little mistakes that just happen when you're getting on any new bike. Really, it's a risk. But yeah, this just happens. And one of the things I wanted to point out is that with a European or a Japanese or a brand name motorcycle, they build their parts and sell them through dealers, which means there's quite a bit of margin on their parts. So their parts are way more expensive. We've had guys come to my dad's mechanical workshop where they've dropped a Honda, and just by cracking the fairing, the bike could be written off by the insurance company. So this is a point I'm trying to make. You can save on insurance with a Brap motorcycle because we don't recommend that you need full comprehensive. Now, obviously, please understand I'm coming to you as the manufacturer. Speak to your dealer, read your terms and conditions. I've got to say all this stuff to meet regulations. I'm just the manufacturer. You need to buy your bike from a licensed dealer who can give you all the information about insurance. But my personal opinion is that parts on a Brap motorcycle are so cost effective that you don't need full comprehensive because small little drops are not going to write your bike off. And often what we found is that the excess or the premium ends up costing more than what it is just to fix the bike on your own. So get fire, theft and third party, and our dealers can help you with insurance. But really important, really good to know that your parts are available and your parts are really affordable. That's another thing. If you buy an older second-hand bike, are the parts readily available, or are they going to get back ordered when you go to order them? Because often if the bike's discontinued, it can take quite some time to get your parts. So yeah, hope that's something to think about. Another point, this is just a point that we noticed, is that a lot of other brands, the low CC bike becomes a smaller bike. They're kind of like the bike grows with the engine capacity, and I don't know why, but you see things like the Ninja 300. It's quite a small and narrow bike. It feels small. So we try and build our bikes not like the ergonomics of the bike, not around the engine. We just try and build our bike for our customer, and our engine happens to be learner approved because it's fast enough. We can build it really affordably, and it's super reliable because it's simple. Now, that doesn't mean that we make the bike smaller, so you have to buy, you want to buy a bigger bike as soon as you can. We're trying to make our bike, if you pull the stickers off it and don't tell people it's a 250, no one would know. If you put a muffler on it that's super loud, and no one will know. That's our goal. So yeah, I think that's just really important. You want a bike that is comfortable no matter your size. If you're a taller rider, often 250cc bikes and smaller LAMS bikes, especially affordable bikes on the LAMS market, often are not that comfortable. And the next thing is, if you're a learner approved guy, maybe you're new to motorcycling, so you're probably going to change your mind on something at some point soon. So once you get out and put some Ks on your bike, you might learn that you ride different to your thought, or you like something different. So get a bike that's customizable, easy, because that's fun and you can change it, and get a bike you can upgrade things and change things really easily. And that's a big thing we're about here at Bright. We want to make sure you have a really strong after sales service and lots of options, and you can really personalize your bike after you purchase it. So there's a few points. If you're looking to get a learner approved bike, obviously I'm biased. I hope you're looking at Bright. Our goal is to make sure that we have a bike that's so aggressively priced, it's backed by a lifetime warranty, built by us. We're an Australian company. We use manufacturing partners from around the world. And obviously, if you followed our story, you know all about that and our process, and probably the promotions that we have on now. So go to the website, it's brightmotorcycles.com. It's licensed, it's a dealer's website. You can purchase there, and you'll be looked after. Thanks for checking out what we do. And Bright.